Okay, so for task 2 now, we need to do exact string matching using the suffix try. So that's the whole internet in order M. Yeah. So what we need to do that is implement insert and get, and then we're done. Oh, and we also need to read from file as well. So they're very similar to what we've already done with this with the try, but this time we need to do the inserting all the suffixes of it, right? And so over in our source files here, we'll find these source files, and again, they're fairly empty. They don't have anything useful in them. You need to come and fill them out. You might want to copy some code across from your suffix, from your try, and use a bit of that. Don't reinvent the wheel. Maybe you can make some optimizations, we'll see. So this one here, this is the insert, and the insert is where you insert the sentence in here, right? So you insert the sentence in there. Not all the suffixes, yes, all the suffixes from in the insert. All right, so that's what you got to do. The get, we'll get it and read in from file. We'll read each sentence from the file and insert it into the suffix try. Okay, so this is where we insert all the sentences, and within this function here is where you break it up into the suffixes, right? So that's what you want to do. This is where it does the suffixing, is in the insert method. So what am I rabbiting on about here? Let's have a look at the assignment spec. So the coding steps goes into lots of detail about what you want to do with this. There is a number of different files in here that you need to look at. So Frank01 is a nice shorter one. So it's about this long, and it has a couple of sentences in it. Now, why do I keep talking about sentences? Well, if we have a look through here, through these general guidelines here, what you want to do is you want to insert the sentences is. So they're going to be our chunks that we insert in. Don't insert the whole file as one sentence. You want to break it up by sentences. If you do that, it's going to create a massive suffix try. So to make it a bit easier, we are just going to insert each individual sentence into the suffix try. What do we mean by a sentence? Well, we mean anything that ends with a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation point, or a question mark. Now, don't think too hard about this if you want to match my output. Something that says that is will get separated up into lots of sentences, but that's okay for this assignment, for the basic assignment, right? But insert sentences, right? Don't insert the whole lot at once. So insert sentences, and because we're inserting sentences, we need some way to index that. The way we do that is I've created a suffix index over here, which stores the sentence and the character of that sentence, right? So you say, oh, this is sentence 20, and it's a position in that sentence. The character position is position 10. And that's the idea behind that, okay? So we have our suffix and our suffix index are contained in here. For the assignment, for this basic implementation, you just need a suffix try. You don't need to create a suffix tree. It's a much more complicated algorithm, and I just want you to get a handle on the suffix try and seeing how that works. So that's another thing to keep note of. The other thing is, if you are constructing a suffix try, it gets really big really quick, and you may run out of RAM on your computer, or it'll take too long for it to do. So I've given you some smaller files. So there's one called Frank1, one called Frank2, which is the first 2 paragraphs. What else we got here? We've got chap 2, which is up to the 2nd chapter. This is up to the 4th chapter. This is a medium-sized one, and this is the full Frankenstein. So if you can read it in the full Frankenstein, well done. Or maybe you've done something wrong. You want to check it out. If you're just implementing a standard suffix try without compression, it will take up a lot of room on your in your RAM. So if it's not, you've probably done something wrong there. I've also given you a nice simple one to start with that we've seen before, which is Mississippi. So this is the one from the tutorial. So hopefully you should know what the answers are, and you'll be able to run that without too much trouble there. So what else we got in here? So you can increase the Java heap size. There's some pointers on how to do that. If you jump up into help, there is a change memory settings, and you can say how big you want it to be there. I've said here, you can set to 8, might need 16 if you're trying to read in the full Frankenstein file. But it's not a requirement of the base assignment to read in the full Frankenstein file. If you can just read in Mississippi and get it right, then that is good. If you can read in Franco 1 and get that right, that's good enough in there.